frantically trying to get online.
I cannot see Facebook at all.
Don't know
It's a
what's
big
going
white
on.
page.
Maybe Facebook has decided it doesn't want to play anymore. So there you go. Why don't you try Facebook on your phone? Why don't I grab that
My
for
phone
you?
is behind you. I think.
Just give me 2 seconds while we grab our alternate plan. And we'll see if you
How
can get onto
bizarre!
Facebook.
It's just a big white screen. It won't let me.
Facebook does not want to play. But we are actually live on the Tube of You, and we are supposedly live on Facebook. We just can't see anybody on Facebook because it doesn't want to play. Oh dear. So Fantastic Fridays it is. Good morning and welcome to the late morning show with Lisa and Anton, Elevensies, and I'm Anton, and apparently...
And I'm Lisa.
And are you getting anywhere close now?
I think this might be today's.
Well, I don't know.
No, it's published already. It just will not.
Don't you get a notification that you're live or something like that? I usually do. I don't know.
Give it a try.
It's all gone very, very strange.
Technology. Look,
Try putting fb.com in. Oh, look, looks like Facebook is just completely knackered.
It doesn't like me at all today.
Something happening. No, there you go. Well, it's broken completely. Try again. Try fb.com on the browser there. Just try that. fb.com, not Facebook. fb.com.
fb.com?
Yeah, we're trying a different thing.
Okay. Well,
so maybe the cache is all as your father. Well, I don't actually see anybody watching us on the Tube of You either. But we are definitely live on the Tube of You.
It's just a crazy day.
This is fun, isn't it? No. There we go. Somebody's finally joined us. So it's so as you join us, we are living in technological chaos at this moment. Apparently, this is one of the joys of going live. Facebook apparently is not working this morning. Nope. So I don't know if it's working for you guys, but it just appears to be an entirely blank screen.
A big white screen.
But I've got people. So there you go.
Well, there you go.
If you're watching on Facebook and you would like to join in the chat, I'm going to suggest you nip over to YouTube.
Because I can't see anything but a big white screen.
Because YouTube apparently is working right now. So good morning, Gilda, and good morning, Wendy. And Wendy's saying thank you. There you go. Maybe.
All right. Turn your sound up. There you go.
All right. Now, hopefully, you can see something there. Apparently, somebody's phoning in to complain already. It must be the case. Where are we at then? Are you actually got things going on? Can you see stuff?
I have 4 people watching.
Okay. Can you see their messages though?
Well, nobody's messaged me yet.
Well, somebody say hello if you're watching on Facebook, so we can see if Lisa can see you.
But there definitely is a. Closed caption. So
closed caption just is useless.
All right. So where did we get to? Fantastic Fridays are the story of us.
The story of us, basically. I know. We'd come on. Somebody have to remind us now because we've all lost our train of thought. It kind of came off the rails and plowed into the platform.
I think we were talking about making a sit-down dinner for.
Oh, yeah.
I see Livia, good morning, and Lori,
there you go.
good
It's
morning.
working out. Okay.
So I don't know where we got to last Friday.
Well, I
think we were talking about a sit-down dinner and a dormitory fridge. And or did we do that
when
already?
you're first getting to know people, I mean, there's the inevitable bit where you get to meet the parents, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'd obviously met, well, you don't meet your dad, you experienced him.
Yeah.
I have to say that. So my first experience, obviously, I met some of the family when I came over first in December, but for your visit, then obviously we have to do the return thing, and my dad being a wonderful host and all that sort of stuff, obviously want to see who this lovely lady is that I'm now dating in America, or the other side of the world, kind of thing. And he said, "So is there anything you don't eat?"
I said the only 2 things I really don't eat, because this was before I gave up pork, were liver and Brussels sprouts.
Guess what you cooked for dinner?
Yeah. I don't think they liked me.
No, I'm sure my dad remembered that. Brussels sprouts liver, and then proceeded.
We didn't make liver.
No, it was Brussels sprouts.
It was definitely Brussels sprouts.
I don't like Brussels sprouts either. Little cabbagey, little buggery things. I don't know. They're odd. Some say you can make them
Happy
better,
Beltane.
but I don't know. Yes, well, indeed.
So does anybody remember where we left off in our story last Friday?
So the thing is then, there's one time you decide you're going to put on a dinner, and my sister, this is the first time you probably met my sister, wasn't it?
I don't know. We already talked about Dave and his eating pants.
Right. Yeah, we might have mentioned that. But I know you decided to put on this huge bloody dinner for my entire family and some other people, our neighbours, Well, the guys who own the farm, Dave and Sue, So,
Yeah, there were 19 people.
Yeah. So, that was an immense amount of groceries that we had to squeeze into a fridge. So we had to go and get a fridge. We talked about that, didn't we? We had to go find some kind of monster fridge.
We had to go to Telford
somewhere
to get a fridge, yeah.
And bring it back in our stock trailer and drag it over the dam bridge to get it into our house. But one of the things I have a hugely fond memory of was for another Sabbath was litter.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I think we had 40 people to that.
Well, we like to entertain. We like to have people over.
We had 40 people for that and a big balefire.
Yeah, well, you thought we both would have a bonfire, so we built this big bonfire and
I made Jello shots.
Jello shots. I'd never experienced Jello shots before. I said, they go down rather well.
And Anton said, "Where are we going to put all the beer for 40 people for a party?" And I said, "Well, we'll just buy lots of bags of ice and fill the tub." So we were tub thumping before that was a popular.
Nobody's even heard of that.
In England they had not heard of tub thumping. So we filled the tub with ice and beer, and people were like, "What on earth?"
Where's the beer? It's in the bath.
Go into the bathroom. It's in the bathtub.
What the hell?
The beer's in the bath, but it didn't get dark.
No, you're somewhere else. When are we going to light the fire?
So I figured we'd light the fire 9, 10. It was still light out at 11.
About 11:30 it started to get fully dark. Yeah, you got to realise we're at least 1,000 miles further north than where we are now. So
good morning, Amber.
So yeah, big difference there. And he got light at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's over here. That's the only thing I really miss. I'm a sucker for the summer
long
evenings.
light, yeah.
And
the sun goes down, oomph, down.
But where I really noticed the amazing thing was when we got married in Antigua, that the sun set like at 5:30 and came up at 5:30, but it set instantly.
6 to 6, I think. It was.
Yeah, well, something like that.
Yeah.
It felt very even. But very balanced, actually. It was strangely interesting.
Well, equal day, night. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I understand that. So we're halfway around the world.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the way that night fell so quickly, because I guess you've got a more
there
of an
was a
angle
very
of the sun.
small window to get our sunset wedding pictures.
Twilight did not exist for longer than 10 minutes, Whereas, like I'm used to in the UK, we're saying at our barbecue we had. Let's say good morning to everybody. Good morning, Gilda.
Amber,
good morning,
Pam,
Wendy. Good
Robert,
morning, Sparky.
Jen.
Aaron.
Does anybody remember where we got to last Friday?
Does anybody remember
Pam?
laughter? No, but yeah, no, we had Lawrence's band. They were playing and all that
we had
fun
a band,
stuff.
of course.
And it was cracking, but it just didn't get
Lawrence
dark.
was a drummer at the time before he became a bass player.
He's actually quite a multi-talented guy, my mate Lawrence.
Yes.
I miss him a lot. If you're watching, Lawrence, if you've to come across this, I miss you, mate. Just say hi. You're somewhere in where is he? A tiny little place in mid Wales, Aberhavasp.
Aberhavasp. Yeah.
Aberhavasp. Yes, try saying that when you've got a skinful. Without dribbling down your shirt.
Staff sounds.
Staff. Well, you've got to love him. Stavros. Yes. Lovely fellow.
So somebody remember where we got?
Where did we get to? What we did? Oh, God, no, lol, but you really are, you're storytellers. We want to hear your story. The crow has something to say. The crow has always got something to say.
Yes.
You should always let the crow speak.
The crow likes the leftover bread and things that we put out for the little birds. He steals stuff. But that's okay, because crows have to eat too.
Didn't we have a magnificent raven come up on the deck yesterday as well? That was beautiful. He was lovely. Oh, she.
What color should I paint my kitchen? I can't decide.
Well,
Amber, what color are your dishes? Because you'll see that the backdrop behind us is pink because we have Falsecraft tea rose in the cabinets. But I think that's a kind of an odd question for.
It's a perfectly reasonable question, but why not? We are the
I
awareness
have
shop.
good taste, so why not? Yeah.
We are the awareness shop.
Yeah.
There's people wondering how long's my parking ticket valid for?
Yeah, this is not the information shop of the mundane. This is the awareness shop of the occult.
Aaron says says for the person who's asking, what's the person's name?
Amber.
So we have this cross-pollination between YouTube and Facebook. So Amber, Erin's saying black. Painted black,
Pam
especially if you have a red door.
Pam says yellow.
And so the debate begins. The debate begins. Actually, joking apart, one of the nicest, and this was one of the first times, there was an Indian restaurant at the top of the hill in Bishop's Castle where we had you had your first store. I say I had our first store. But the awareness shop's first iteration in England. We'll tell you more about how that all came about. But one thing you noticed about colours is I love this kind of ochre, kind of burnt earth, tawny, goldeny, browny kind of.
I have no idea what you're on about.
You were saying
now.
It makes you want to eat.
No, I was saying that have you ever noticed that Indian and Italian restaurants paint the inside of their restaurants that terracotta color because it is physical body's queen chakra and it subliminally makes you want to eat. I didn't say I wanted to paint my kitchen that color.
No.
Besides, Amber's a big troll because now she says she doesn't have dishes. She has plastic balls and Tupperware and whatever. So she's just a troll.
I'm sure. If that makes you happy, whatever floats your boat.
She was going to paint her cabinets black.
Well, go for it. Whatever floats your boat. It's all good. I remember bits. Talking about the trees, the mouth of the river. Oh, yeah, we talked about...
the trees
and Lisa being a witch. The pastor at the tavern. Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. The pastor. Yeah. Well, yes, he took me outside to show me the moon. That's where we left off, didn't we?
Yes.
So I didn't say anything because I thought, better to err on the side of caution. But that was kind of fun.
He was a little inappropriate, bless him.
Oh, poor guy.
We'll leave it at that. I think it's not good to speak ill of people, so I won't. But,
but he was entertaining.
He was certainly entertaining. Yes, you've got to say that. He certainly was entertaining.
Dude.
Hey, we're all odd. Listen,
we're all here because we're not all there.
We think for 1 second that we're normal.
No, we're all here because we're not normal.
Forget it. It's just not.
Gosh, we built a bridge so that we could get up on the back, and we opened an old Roman road. Took us 14 days to do that.
I remember.
All that brush and
Lisa's got some
lumberjack quality.
With it some. I don't know if you guys have ever come across something called Blackthorn, but it's very prodigious. It's supposed to get quite blowy today, so it's definitely a long pant day. I think at our circle this evening. Things are blowing around a little bit now. We'll have to hold on to our hats. But yeah, Blackthorn. This stuff is amazing. It's very prolific in the UK, especially where we were, and they use it typically for planting hedges
or to make rods for the queen.
Well, a black rod. Well, Black Rod actually is the person who ceremonially walks backwards in front of the queen,
carrying a blackthorn.
Carrying a blackthorn.
Anyway, blackthorn has the same strength as tin, doesn't it?
No, iron.
Iron.
It is ridiculous. It really is, and it's got these huge thorns on it. It literally are this long. I know I've trod on one and gone right through my wellies and had to get the steel plates in the bottom of the wellies.
Used to use them for sewing needles, didn't they?
You could. They're quite, and you could go through leather with them, no problem at all. So they're very, very useful stuff. But Blackthorn, because of this, it's a member of like the damson family. You get slow gin.
We have hawthorns. Yeah.
Yeah, slow gin from it. But yeah, they. You've got these beautiful white flowers that come out on it, and it's a very strong sort of thicket. You'll start to see the blackthorn will be blooming this time of year now. And it's really good for hedges because it grows very quickly and you can trim it back. And we learned to pletch a hedge actually from our
neighbor. The 80-year-old neighbor came over and told us how to pletch a hedge.
Which is
so we have some really weird skills.
Cool skill. That's actually... Probably people don't know what pletching a hedge is on YouTube.
But it's interesting that we would talk about Blackthorn today because Blackthorn is actually associated with Calangaeaf, the first day of winter. And Hawthorn, Whitethorn, is today's tree, Calanmai.
Yep.
But actually, apple is the Ogham for Calanmai.
Yeah. If you're doing the
Ogham lunations
Celtic lunar zodiac kind of associations with it, absolutely, yeah. But so we come back, we're going slightly tangential.
So, Whitethorn would represent the white half of the year, Blackthorn the dark half. Sorry, go ahead.
So we were, opening up some paths so we could because our ground was really, really seriously overgrown, and so we needed a bit of husbandry and opening up some paths so we could get around and make better use of it.
It was overgrown hedges.
Yeah, that's what I say. They've run out of control.
They weren't viable trees, and they weren't going to have room enough to grow into big trees. They were just like a 10-foot wide hedge.
It needed serious thinning out and tidying up. So typically you can use a chainsaw on Blackthorn, but there was an awful lot of them. So Lisa said, "Give me a pair of loppers. I'll get through these." And so you understand that this is a Blackthorn young tree or branch, something like this, that has got like the tensile strength of iron. And she's with a pair of loppers just going through that. And Jack looked at her and he said, "Oh, you can go in there."
Well, Jack loved Long Island iced teas, too. We talked about that, I think.
No, you didn't.
No?
No.
I'm sure we did.
Jack and Olwen. They're
Jack
lovely
and
people.
Olwen were lovely.
Sadly,
Olwen only spoke Welsh until she was 14.
I know, yeah. Jack didn't speak a word of Welsh, so I guess they kind of got on.
They got on. Well, she spoke English when she married Jack, but we had Jack and Olwen and Anton's parents Christmas one year. Yeah, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So Christmas Eve dinner, afterwards served Long Island iced teas, and we played Uno with them. It's hysterical.
Long Island iced tea?
Yeah. Oh, no. I'm sure we said this before, and his mom puts down a card and says, "What number is that?" And someone else answered blue. So they were trashed, the four of them. And the next day, Jack came down quite late in the day.
Can't say I blame him.
"I reckon that stuff you served me last night would loosen the rust on
he
it."
said, "Can't you want another Long Island iced tea, Jack? Loosen you up a bit." He said, "Loosen rusty bolts, that."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's innocuous. I know. I'd never had this. She's. That was actually when Sasha and I came over in April. You said there was this band playing down at the Gilded Otter, so of course we walked down because there were a pair of musos.
I said, "You guys walk down, and after Reiki, I'll come pick you up because the hill is way too tall once you're drunk."
Well, we're accustomed to that, from Wales and all that.
So I sent the two musicians down to hear a live band.
Yes.
And I told them to drink Long Island iced teas.
You did.
It was Sasha's birthday week.
Of course. Giving it large. It was, this was the back end of the 90s, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the week that it was 80 degrees one day,
yep.
and then it snowed the next day.
This was
2000. It had to be.
It was before we married. It was the April before we got, because we got married in 2000. Yeah. So and this would have been April 2000.
Yeah.
God, what does the time go, man?
I know, 21 years ago.
Yes. Yeah. I know, we gave it large. Dear. We gave it large in the city. I remember that. But
helicopter
anyway.
rides. So now it's about 9:30 when I go to get them. They've been drinking Long Island iced teas.
We weren't feeling any pain at this
And they're now beginning to tell the band on the band's break how they could do better with the acoustics in the place. I'm like, "Come on, I'm just going to pour you guys in the car."
I had no idea this stuff. Apparently,
it tastes like Lipton iced tea. Yeah, well, we know
sort
that.
of. Yeah, but it's lethal. It's lethal. Do not drink Long Island iced tea.
Not in quantity, anyway.
But more importantly than this, and I don't know, my dear friend's working today, but I have a dear friend who's a doctor, and bless him, he also has this sort of like alchemical lab at his house, and don't ever drink anything he makes, ever.
He makes the most amazing absinthe. Woo! Out of wormwood. Woo!
You'll be gutted. But anyway, moving on. Where the hell are we? We're wittering on. So
we opened a road, which was lovely.
So
and then
beautiful.
The next spring it was covered in bluebells, remember?
Ah, yeah, we had bluebell wood. We found bluebell wood. We found snowdrop wood on the north-facing bank, which was just gorgeous.
And we got some stairs built up beside it because the angle was like this to try to crawl up the back hill. So
you would have to literally scrabble up there.
You couldn't get up there.
So yeah, we
but
cut
it was
some
lovely.
little steps in there and we used the chippings of the stuff that we cut to actually fill the path in as well.
Lovely.
So it's kind of cool. Yeah, miss it a lot. But when you get to as my folks were getting on in 2000,
they needed to come here and be looked after. So
and yeah, my work was so crazy. The only time we were in the UK, I was actually out at clients. So it was nuts. I mean, the last year we were there, we spent 12 nights in our own home.
Then when he was first coming here, he was teaching for Apple, but I got him to leave Apple, grow a beard, and wear a tie-dye and become a hippie.
I still get my geek on, though. Yeah. I do like to get my geek on.
What time is it?
It's 21 minutes past 11.
I think it might be time for a card for
Do you
today.
think we haven't bored there's lots still people watching? We haven't bored them to death yet.
Well, happy Beltane, everybody.
Yes.
And today's card is...
Bendithian Callan Mai. Queen of Cups.
My reading for you for today is...
Scorpio.
Plan. Don't worry, plan.
Don't worry, be happy.
So this weekend might be a little bit challenging, and remember that this time of year the veil is very thin, like it is at Calangaeaf, only now the gate to fairy is open.
Oh yeah.
So pay attention. You might see things and you're not sure what you're seeing. And make plans and have a great weekend. That's my reading for you for today.
This is for me. This is my Scorpio card. Clear front and center. The Queen of Cups definitely fixed water, and the qualities with Scorpio, if they are nothing else, they're incredibly passionate. Oof. Oh, let's not throw everything over here. They're completely passionate people. So embrace that. Follow your passion today. It's Beltane, for God's sakes. You know it's that time to be raucous and passionate and all that fun stuff. So even though it is a little bit chilly out there, but there you go. Hopefully we'll be bimbling around our maypole a little bit later. We spent some time.
It might be chilly, but we're all set to go.
We tidied up the ground, and I've just quickly thrown together a box opening video of the electric mower we made. So I'll be sticking that up later when I've finished editing it. But other than that, have an amazing, wonderful, beautiful day.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you for putting up with us while we experienced the chaos with YouTube, which apparently Facebook, it's still not behaving. And
I've restarted my computer, so I don't know what.
I don't know. Facebook doesn't want to talk to you anymore. You're not welcome on Facebook. Welcome. That's it. They've decided they don't like you. Listen, guys, thank you so very, very much. If we don't speak to you over the weekend, we might have all sorts of things going on. We'll see you at bright and squirrely on Monday for the next episode.
Oh, we have a box opening today. We got
a box opening. So we'll see you later at work when we've got our act together. Thank you for watching. Have an amazing day.